What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to be doing another great coaster fight. I haven't done one of these in a long time because I was on a trip recently where I got new credits. This is a coaster fight between the two CCI wooden coasters I've ridden, Cheetah versus Great White. And just to let you know, Great White was one of the new credits I got this year. But anyhow, this is between the two CCI wooden coasters I've ridden. They are similar but different. So I'm going to compare these coasters between series of categories. And our first category will be the height category. And Cheetah is getting a 4 out of 10. Cheetah is about 92 feet tall. And Great White's getting a 6 because it is about 110 feet tall. However, Great White does seem a bit taller because the fact that it's out on the beach. So it makes it way taller than it actually is. So yeah, Cheetah's getting a 4, Great White's getting a 6. Next is the drop. And I can say the drop on these coasters be about equal. I wouldn't say one coaster is better than the other when it comes to the drop. Cheetah's getting an 8 and Great White's getting an 8. I say they're both about equal. What makes Cheetah's drop so great is because if you're in the back, you will get so much whip, and it is crazy. Then Great White's getting an 8 because it just feels so tall, and because of the fact that it's out on the in a beach, which we'll get that once we get to the setting category later. We'll talk about that. Anyhow, the drops on these coasters are pretty good. Next is speed, and Cheetah is getting a 7 for being 52 miles per hour. That's pretty good for a wooden coaster. And Great White's getting a 6 because Great White is about 50 miles per hour. So yeah, I'm giving these coasters a score. Cheetah a 7, Great White a 6. Let's move on to layout category. And Cheetah's getting a 5. Cheetah kind of has the standard wooden coaster layout with some turns and airtime. And then Great White's getting a 7 for having turns and airtime, but the turns are kind of slanted, which is kind of cool. I thought that was pretty neat about Great White. And also, Great White goes under the boardwalk, which is also cool. That happens before the lift hill. So yeah, definitely much better than your standard wooden coaster layout. Next up is smoothness, and Cheetah is getting a 3 out of 10. And here's why. Okay, I said in my review I enjoyed the Cheetah, and I did, definitely. But the first ride on it was actually not that bad. It was around the afternoon, but then I rode it later in the day, and it was just painful. Well, it was probably because it was towards the back, but yeah, it was a really rough wooden coaster. I am giving it a 3. It is not smooth at all. I definitely enjoyed it, and I definitely would like to ride it again one day. I definitely need to go back to Wild Adventures one day to ride Cheetah again. Maybe my opinions will change on it, but for now it's getting a 3. And Great White's getting a 7 because I found Great White to be smooth, not perfectly smooth. It jackhammered you a little bit, but I'm giving it a 3 because, sorry, 7, my bad. Great White's getting a 7 just because it's a smooth wooden coaster. Next up, we have transitions, and Cheetah is getting a 7. Cheetah's transitions were good. It jerked you just a tad bit, but it wasn't bad. And then Great White's getting an 8 for transitions as well. Kind of same story with Cheetah, but Great White's transitions were just done just a little better. Let's move on to elements category, and Cheetah is getting a 4. This is based off airtime and turns, and Cheetah's airtime was not that great. It was kind of you didn't really get that much air on Cheetah. And Great White's getting a 7 because you actually got air on the Great White. And also the airtime was so good it actually kind of tightened my train a little bit, which kind of took away a little bit. But also, the turns are really cool, too. I really was a big fan of the turns. Cheetah's turns just weren't as good, probably because of the pacing, but I'll explain that later once we get to the pacing category. Let's move on to intensity, and I gotta be completely honest, Cheetah was not that intense at all. I'm giving it a 4. It might be a tad intense, but it's not really that intense. And Great White's getting a 6, because it is kind of an intense ride, because some of those turns are really good. They've tried some good G-force. It just overall kind of feels out of control. So yeah, definitely a reason to give these coasters the score that they got. Now let's move on to duration, and Cheetah's getting a 4. Cheetah's duration is about 1 minute 4 seconds, so it's kind of short. So that's one of the downsides with Cheetah. And then Great White's getting a 7 for being 2 minutes long, which is a great duration. I'm impressed that it's 2 minutes long. It does feel much longer than a Cheetah, which is great. So yeah, Great White gets a 7 for that. Let's move on to pacing, and this is what I'll explain with later. The pacing towards the beginning of the ride is amazing, but then later during the ride, the pacing really slows down, and that's just what sucks about Cheetah, is that the pacing starts to slow down. So Cheetah's getting a 6 for its amazing first half, but once it starts going to those final 2 turns, like the figure 8 element, it just really slows down. I'm just not a fan of that part. And Great White's getting an 8 because that has a consistent pace, and you feel it. It feels like you're going pretty fast throughout the whole ride, which that's what I love about Great White. Let's move on to theming, and Cheetah's getting a 2 because Cheetah doesn't really have any theming at all, but I mean, it's kind of out in the field with animals, kind of playing it a part that's out in like a Serengeti plane, I guess. I don't know, so I'm just going to give it a 2. And Great White basically has no theming. Even though it kind of has a shark out front, I'm still giving it a 1 because there's no theming at all. Next up is restraints, and I gotta be completely honest, Cheetah's restraints were not the best. I mean, they were okay. I'm giving it a 5. I much prefer the restraints on Great White because it has the right style of trains for a CCI wind coaster. So Great White's getting a 7, and they're good restraints on Great White. Next up is our last category, the setting, and Cheetah's getting a 6. Cheetah's kind of out in the field, I'll be completely honest, but what makes it better is that there's animals around. That's what's really cool about the Cheetah is that there's animals around it. And then Great White, oh boy, I love the setting so much on Great White. It is easily getting 10 out of 10. A million out of 10 if I could. Like, it is out on the beach, and it is just gorgeous. Probably, in my opinion, the best coaster setting ever. So easily gets a 10 out of 10 for setting. So that will end this coaster fight, and we do have a winner here. Walking away as the winner is Great White at Maurice Piers. Congratulations, you have defeated Cheetah. I think both CCI wind coasters are great rides, but Great White is just much better. So that will do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment down below which one do you prefer if you have ridden both of these coasters. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more videos in the future. I also have a full playlist of coaster fights you can also check out. And also, don't forget to check out the social media link, which will be in the description below. I've been doing my top 25 there before I post it on here. I'll see you guys next time. Have a theme-tacular day.